Hi there, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to walk you through how I painted some adorable spring-themed candlesticks using Couture products. Come create with me. I found these adorable wooden candlesticks online. I chose these because I love all of the little details on them, plus they are all wood and came in a set of 3. I also love that they are graduated. You can do this project with any size or style, but I would highly recommend using wooden candlesticks to help the paint adhere. I wanted to create an even base color for all of the designs I had planned, so I chose Couture's Arctic White and applied 2 coats, making sure to let them dry fully in between each. While the last coat was drying, I laid out a basic design plan for each candlestick, remembering that it is flexible and most likely will change as I go. With my design plan set, I then gathered together all of the fun Couture colors I plan to use. I decided to start with the middle size because I knew I wanted it to be fully painted. I did first coats on the sections I wanted colored. Then, using a pencil, I drew out the grid for the lower section. With these, I wasn't going for perfect sizing or spacing, but I did want to make sure I had an even number for each color. Then, using Couture's Pitch Black and a flat brush, I started to fill in each section. Be sure to notice that I didn't fully load my brush with paint, only a small thin amount on the tip. This will help you achieve more precise lines. As you can see here, I place the top of my brush against one of my guidelines. Then I gently press it flat and drag it down, filling the section with paint. I'm not overly concerned with the lines right now, because at the end I will go back over them with a black paint pen to get them nice and crisp. While I let that dry, I took the opportunity to add an additional coat to some of my colored sections. Once I stored my brushes to keep them fresh for later use, I started to line the base. I used the same pitch black and brush for this, but this time I didn't pre-line any of my sections. Again, I wasn't going for perfection here, so I just did a brush width of black and then a smaller space for the white and repeated it all around the base. I will smooth out these lines also when I do the checkered section above. I wanted to continue the black and white up to the top just to give the piece balance, but I had also planned to do similar designs on the top of the other 2. So instead of just eyeballing these, I measured out equal sections and then used a small level to draw the lines. This would make it much easier to match the other 2 later. With my sections drawn, I took a pencil to label which ones I wanted to paint black. Once I had my sections labeled, I used the same pitch black brush and technique I used on the lines to fill in those sections. With the black and white finished, it was time to add all of the other fun details to the colored sections. Starting with the pink section, I penciled out equally spaced vertical lines first. I finished off the marking by adding horizontal lines around the pink section, creating a grid pattern. I chose Couture's Lily Pad and a similar style brush. After labeling which boxes I wanted to paint, I filled them in with this bright, fun green. With all of the sections completed, I then took a small, thin brush and finished marking out all of the gold sections so I could see the entire design together. After taking a good look, I still felt like it was missing something. I found these adhesive jewels in my crafting box and knew they were exactly what I was looking for. I took the smallest size and put them around the top rim of the bottom section. I finished off the design by taking the medium-sized jewels and placing them at the bottom rim of the same section. With this candlesticks nearly completed, I moved my attention to the smallest and largest ones. I wanted to find the right mix of design elements for these two to both contrast and complement the middle stick. To do this, I chose to keep all of the sections spaced out the same and the checks and gold detailing in mostly the same places using the same techniques. I chose to add floral transfers to the middle sections. By leaving the backgrounds white, it allowed the design to really stand out. With all of the transfers added, I moved on to finish drawing out the rest of the details I wanted to add. Each section got its own fun, unique details, but I made sure they would all complement each other when the candlesticks were placed in a grouping. The smallest piece got some fun cheetah print at the top and colorful spring striping at the bottom. I wanted to give all of the candlesticks just a little shimmer, so I chose to use Paint Couture's clear glazing base mixed with a little iridescent paint. It's subtle, but it added just enough of that perfect shine. My final step was touching up all of the gold sections with gold leaf in a bottle. This is an oil-based product, so I wanted to be able to do all of this work at once to avoid multiple messy cleanups. And here they are, each one with their own individual details that also coordinate and complement the overall grouping. So what do you think? Drop a comment below, or if you've done a similar project, I'd love to see pics. Thanks for joining me, and look out for a new tutorial next month.